I'm an Australian guy living here in Belarus. I want to share a story with you today. It's a story from a subscriber who I recently met here in Minsk. Met him twice, and it's about a girl he was kind of seeing, kind of dating, and ended up in a bit of a disaster. And he wants me to share this story with you, so I'm doing this for him. And I guess it's a very red-pilling story. It's here's reality slap. This is how it is, not how you fantasize that it is. Because a lot of guys, foreign guys that come here, almost every foreign guy that comes here, still hangs on to this kind of blue pill fantasy, right? Still this traditional conservative fantasy, and that they're going to have this for fantasy fulfilled here in Belarus. And it's highly unlikely that's the case, let's be honest. So let's start. So this guy was on my live streams, and he sent me an email. Now, I get a lot of emails and people contacting me, whatever, but this guy had quite a lengthy one, and he shared quite a bit of intel that made a lot of sense in the email. So I'm like, okay, this guy could be cool to meet. Just meet him for an hour, just, fit it in somewhere, and that's what I did. So I met him at good old Thierry Cafe on the corner of Lenina and Marx, and we sat there. And he showed me a photo of a girl that he had met on a previous trip, and it was here to see for 2 weeks. So this guy is European, and he's living in a country neighboring Belarus, but he was here just to see this girl again. And he showed me the photo of the girl, and he's kind of keen to kind of show off because she's quite attractive. And I'm looking at the photo, and I'm like, man, I know what this girl's about just by looking at her, right? Because I've been here long enough, and the good thing about a place like Belarus, when you have a post-feminist society, women can do as they please, and there's kind of no standards put onto women, no expectations, right? They just do whatever they want. So women show their hand really quickly. They show what they're about just by how they present themselves, let alone just a handful of sentences that might come out of their mouth in the first minute or two of meeting them, right? So I'm looking at her, I'm like, this girl has got, I want to be sponsored. I want to sell myself for material goods written all over her, right? It's just how it is. It's like, okay, cool. And then he's saying to me, look, here's this girl, blah, 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 but she has an iPhone, and she has an Apple Watch and a few other gadgets. I don't know, I can't remember. Maybe the AirPods or whatever they're called. And he kept saying this phrase, maths doesn't lie, bro. Maths doesn't lie. I'm going to ask her tonight where she got these, and I know I'm not going to like the answer, but I have to drink a lot and then ask her. So this was the conversation we had, and he kept saying the maths doesn't lie, right? She's a student, she's earning this much money, her parents are this, she's got $3,000 worth of Apple accessories, right? So it's like, yeah, you're probably not going to like the answer. Like, you don't have to ask, dude. You don't have to ask. Unless their parents are rich, you don't have to ask. So anyway, he had some drinks, and he's messaging me during the night, right? He's like, oh man, I'm going to ask her now, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Give me the intel, give me the gossip. And then eventually he asks her when he's quite drunk, and she said, yeah, I slept with this guy for money, for the iPhone, whatever. It wasn't a huge number of guys. So I guess the main thing that he was trying to get across to me was that he felt really stupid. That he was paying for this girl, taking her out, showing her off in the restaurant. And he's like, man, she's been here with some old cruddy dude who's paying the cash for her, and now she's here with me, and now people will think that I'm that dude, that I'm paying her, or I'm with this girl or whatever, and I don't know that she's really done this in the past, and blah. And he took it quite personally. He was quite upset, with good reason. The interesting thing that she said was that at her university, that around 50% of girls are virgins. Now, I believe this. I'm really integrated into the society here, and I can see that most girls at 18, 19 will be virgins. That's absolutely true. Haven't had a boyfriend, don't really know how to date, and not mentally in this space. There's not a dating culture here. Yeah, there's not a dating culture. Guys kind of simp, hang out, orbit until the girl's familiar enough with him to maybe consider a relationship, right? That's kind of how it works. There's no active dating thing happening. So a lot of girls, as she said, 50%, she's just making these numbers up, but I would agree that's probably about right. 50% of 19-year-olds probably are virgins, and not anywhere close to changing that status. And then maybe a quarter, so 25%, are girls who have just had one boyfriend, and they're with the boyfriend now, and that's the only boyfriend they've ever had. Yeah, so one notch. The other quarter have sold themselves, or want to sell themselves, or are selling themselves for whatever, money, accessories, whatever it is. Now, whatever. And I would say 25% is overestimating, really overestimating. But she obviously wants to make herself not look too bad, right? But the point of this is that there are an element of girls here to do that, and you can pick them just from looking at them. Yeah, they're investing in all of this so that they'll get the return back from you in some way, right? And when it comes to this stuff of this nature, like sponsorship or prostitution, whatever, like Western guys, we're generally not into this, right? We don't really like it. But most other cultures are quite open to it. Now, so if you're a Western guy, a big thing that you're paranoid about coming here is you don't want a girl who's been involved in this kind of activity, right? So I'll come back again. I don't want to complicate this too much. You can look at other videos that I've released on these topics as well. But I want to reiterate something very simple that you can remember, and that is the maths doesn't lie. As this guy said, the maths doesn't lie. If she's got the iPhone, the latest model iPhone, she's got the photos from different holiday locations, the maths doesn't lie. All right, that's enough on this topic. There's the story relayed from another guy. Also, I'm trying the vertical format today. Can you imagine doing the vertical like a short? But I figure most guys are watching on phones anyway, so I may as well tilt it and make it vertical. And I'm just on a train talking anyway, so you're not missing anything in terms of visuals. Let me know what you think about this vertical format.